Welcome back, everybody, to more EU4, Europa Universalis 4, Italy, with me, Daniel. And last episode and the episode before, we've been dealing with the Ottoman Empire. We're going to keep going. We'll have a three-peat. Hopefully, by the end of this episode, we'll be able to peace out, though. We'll see how it goes. Austria still hasn't joined a coalition against us, which is nice of them as well. Being very polite. So this episode we want to start sieging out the Balkans, which we did at least orchestrate last episode. We want to split this up because that's going to be attrition for no good reason. We'll intentionally make you walk that way and then come over here. That way you're not traveling in the same stack and attritioning each other for no reason whatsoever. Sweden wants to have open borders. You sure can with your one province still. We did lose a siege, but that's just because of beautiful particulars, which the Ottomans have actually come over to try and take out, which is interesting. I may use this then. These two stacks are going to come over and take this stack out. It does mean we're no longer guarding the straits across Europe, but that's fine. Corfu has been sieged. Let's try and get back out of Corfu before we're blocked in there. Like that. The AI loves to do this. It likes to go back and forth and block you in Corfu, but we were able to escape that time. Are you going to go to Constantinople? Okay, you are finally sieging Constantinople. So I don't have to go over there and do it. We do want to try and take this battle on before they unsiege Diyarbakir, because then they'll get the penalty rather than me. Tunis is still looking to peace out. We're going to have to do it eventually because I don't want to have to come back over here and deal with this stack of peasants. But these peasants are going to take an eternity to siege this. It's a level 5 fort on the sea. So they're going to take forever. Other thing that's going to be mildly annoying in the Balkans, as you may see, we're not just lime green stripes. There's some pink stripes here too. Poland wants some of this land. And up to a point, I'm willing to indulge them over here. Well, these provinces anyway. I don't want to give them anything in the state of Thrace, because Constantinople's the big bucks. We'd rather not give them any of that if we can get away with it. Are we going to make it in time? I think we're going to make this in time. We're also going to have to go and bop the stack in Van too, I guess. Yes, they're now getting the penalty, so this should be an absolute smack. And for some reason, the particularists are going to get involved as well. This really sucks, because it's going to mean I'm going to take them out. That is rather inconvenient. We only lost about 1,200 men, but it's more that they now have no longer got to deal with that stack of rebels, because we've dealt with it for them. We can't go to Egribos because of that stack of naval units, so we're just not going to. We're going to come over to Travik, which we've already sieged out once in this war, so we might as well go for a double. Stack wipe, fantastic. That's what we want to see. I guess as a precaution, we'll take one of these stacks over to that Tunisian peasant spot. We can just take these mercenaries. That'll be more than strong enough. A little bit unfortunate, but what are you going to do? We're also going to siege this one place out so they can't build an army or mercenaries in there. Not that I think they can afford mercenaries at this point, but let's not run any risks. Okay, you're going to come up here to Trevik instead, so this stack doesn't have to. This stack is honestly going to go back to Italy so that we can protect our land in case Austria does do something rude. The only do I want to take out that stack? Because they're only 20,000 rebels. They're not going to be hard for the Ottomans to defeat. It might be worth taking them out anyway. Then coming back to re-siege that. We'll see. We might not have to come back and re-siege. We are at 92% war score. the other... I was thinking between episodes. Getting this land would be really convenient, but the other thing we could do is... We can't take Ragusa, because it's a one-province mine that's not in this war. Although, we certainly could go to war with them and take this province too, if we really wanted to. It's very tempting. Taking a state in this area would be perfect, because we could then start running it alongside here if we can take it off Austria, having a contiguous border, and then start taking bits of the Ottomans. I'm actually quite tempted. This was not my thought pattern before this episode started, but we totally could just take Ragusa, because it's not as if it's allied to anybody else that's of any concern. There's East Frisia and Memmingen. Oh boy, the terror duo. So we might just do that. I also noticed we don't want to walk into those Austrian rebels. We want Austria to deal with that Austrian rebels. We might as well just take Ragusa out while we're at it. They can't have aggressive expansion against us if they don't exist. Right? And it also means we can possibly take them out at a different time, and that will spread our overextension a bit. So we're going to do that. Let's declare war on Ragusa. As soon as one of these sieges is done, we're just going to go over there and smack them. Actually, what level fort are you? You are a level 5 fort. I'm just going to come over here with this 15k stack and start smacking them. East Frisia and Memmingen. Go sit on Memmingen. East Frisia's up here. It's going to be a little bit annoying to access, but not dangerous. We did take those rebels out. Don't really care. These are... you know, they're not main troops anyway. They're mercenaries. Okay, that's taken out as well. I don't even need to do that. Do the thing I was about to do. So we're just going to split this stack in half. And start sieging that out. Tunis still wants to peace out. We will, but not yet. We can't take a lot of land off the Ottomans anyway. They're not co-belligerent. That's the other thing. I think we just took out a stack of rebels by accident. Fine. I can't look at everything at once. I can try, but there's a lot going on. Alright, so that's sieged. Interesting that Poland hasn't gone to siege any of these adjacent provinces, so I'm going to do that so they can't do it. How many troops do you need here? 15,000? Well, that's exactly how many you should have once you're replenished there, so that'll be fine. We can call Bohemia in against the war against Memmingen and East Frisia. I don't think we're going to need to do that. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm just going to help them siege that out. Okay, we have an unconditional surrender from Tunis. So, Tunis has put down their weapons and have surrendered unconditionally. You must send them peace offers to be automatically accepted as soon as possible, or calls for peace will be heard throughout your nation. Basically, you just can't keep bullying them forever. So it's at this stage where we're going to have to peace these guys out. We're at 81% war score against them, but 143 in the difference. So, what do we want? So, first of all, Ragusa, which we are going to end up taking eventually, is in the Dalmatia state, which the Ottomans don't have a part in. Next door to them, though, is the state that has the gold mine. So we could take this. Here's the problem. It's 77 aggressive expansion, which is enough to get the Ottomans over their 50 threshold. So if we're going to do this, we have to be incredibly careful. Even this is going to tip them over, but by nowhere near the same degree. And by me smacking down the Ottomans, another nation might go after them anyway and prevent them from being able to do anything. So we're just not going... We're going to take these 3 provinces for now. It's not a full state, but it's pretty close. We're going to get war reparations, obviously. And really the question is... we could take a lot of money. And we're going to get over half of it. We're going to take money off them. We're going to have a stupid quantity of money. We're mostly doing this because we want the Ottomans to go bankrupt, if we can. And if they can't, then we still want to do as much damage as physically possible. We also can force them to, if we wanted to, release Corfu. I'm not sure how valuable that truly would be. We could probably get them to do it. Oh, they wouldn't actually do it. Because, yeah, apparently that's just slightly too much for them. Do they have anything of ours they can revoke a core on? No, they don't. But I do want to make sure they get as high a war score as I can, because I don't want them to be able to declare on me for a very long time. So what we're going to do is make them give a province back to the Ottomans. Preferably a really awkward one. They won't do a 7%, but they will do a 5. That's good to know. So they'll do a 5%. I don't really want to do that one because that's on a border. I guess this will be the most annoying one for them to deal with. This is exactly as much as they will do. So let's piece them out. So the Mamluks got one of their provinces back, which means they will like me, invariably. What do they get? Yeah, plus 40 for returned province. Whereas we got 3 provinces off the Ottomans, and they are now going to be in massive financial straits. We took a lot of money off them. We now have to start moving somewhere. Well, first of all, we don't need this stack anymore. That can go. We don't need it. This one stack is going to come back to Italian Maghreb. These stacks are just going to come back to Italy. We'll tidy them up afterwards. And then this stack can come back as well. So we're going to reorganize everything afterwards. This stack can now go back to... there's only a small amount of ships to bother doing that with, so we're not going to. They can go back to sea and start making money again. Probably... Well, the Alexandria trade now is going to make the most sense again, so we'll go back. This stack is going to go through its repairs and upgrades. And as soon as 12 days go by, we'll piece Tunis out. The Ottomans now think we're a rival rather than Spain. Not a huge surprise there. We want to start coring things, which we can't do yet. We're going to have to wait. We can start converting religions instead. Do we have an Inquisitor again? We do. That's not an Inquisitor. That's an Inquisitor. Thank you. We might as well upgrade to level 2. That'll help speed up our religious conversions. Because Orthodox is not as difficult as the Muslim faith, the Islamic faith, to convert, but it still has a penalty. So we have to make sure we have as much there as we can. And here is the call for peace. So we're going to start getting monthly war exhaustion, which clearly we don't want. How does this state work? It's just all of this. We do this then. Take war reparations, obviously. I don't actually want to break their relation with the Ottomans. Because if I do that, then Morocco's just going to eat the rest of them without any concerns whatsoever. I don't know if that stack is going to stay trying to siege. But in case they do, we're going to wander over there anyway. Why can't I move? Why are we trying to see... The AI, the game will work it out in a minute that this can move back, but it can't do it yet for some reason. It'll work it out eventually. It also still thinks we're sieging... Oh, we are. Haha! That's what happened there. So I made a slight oops, but the Ottomans are still going to be at war with us because I declared on Ragusa, and now they're defending them. Okay, well that's still fine. I didn't need those mercenaries anyway. The Ottomans have no troops anymore. As funny as that is. So the Ottomans have no troops, so I've nearly made a hilarious faux pas there, but I've got away with it. Dodged a bullet. So we're still going to be at war with the Ottomans. And at this point, they really can't do anything to stop me. So now we want to invite Bohemia back in. Now we can even invite Poland back in. And we're going to beat them up again. So we kind of made peace with the Ottomans in a very bizarre way, but not really. That was not intentional, as you may have noticed. We're going to say, like, go back to the port because we're at war. Oh, dear, dear. It does mean that's going to be really annoying. Those peasants are going to complete that siege. And we're not going to... I guess we should start coring these in the hope we can get over there in time. Oh, mamma mia. That's some very funny jank. It does mean I am horribly spread out across everything, though. So we need to take East Frisia out. We can't get to it, so maybe they'll just peace out eventually. We have to bring this stack back. We're going to go to Constantinople and start sieging that out. Oh, dear. Travik is sieged again. I don't know if we'll be taking more land off the Ottomans, but... Oh. Funny, 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 funny. Education for the poor, a great initiative. We'll totally do that. I didn't even look at the consequences. That's just a bit of role-playing. We are the Serene Doge, after all. Memmingen, that's fine. I don't want to have to worry about you, so I'm just going to allow that. I wish Great Britain would get involved so I could get, have them deal with East Frisia for me. They just won't do it. The Halab is sieged out. Let's go for another easy siege. Let's go to Diyarbakir. I could technically split this stack in two, but it would... I guess we should. Just speed this up a bit. Have you go to Sham. Ragusa has now been sieged out. So the side that has the leader, that's what I want. You're going to go to Corfu. And I'm going to start getting some troops over here, because I don't want Poland to siege this all out again, preferably. I mean, if they do, it's fine, but I'd rather they not do that. Okay, the Tunisian peasants have moved, now that they've worked out that they aren't in Tunis anymore. We can start coring Kabylia? Something like that. The nice thing about this war is that if it drags on for 5 in-game years, we will automatically get a 100% war score because we have the war goal. This one shouldn't last forever, he says. We shall see. But really, the only reason why I invited Poland and Bohemia back in is I know I have a ton of favors with both of them. And if they somehow hire a load of mercenaries, they get money out of their backsides, then it's not going to matter. I do wish the retreating navy hadn't gone to the province right next to the enemy, though. That doesn't have a fort. Enemy invasion imminent. Oh, isn't that cute? You're going to bring 2,000 troops overseas to go to Italy itself. Well, that's just adorable. That's half of their army, by the way. We'll take a small stack and deal with that. Sham has been sieged. We'll go to El Karak next, which might take a little bit longer. I can't deal with Cyprus. Their navy's too big. They are going to siege this out, but we're just going to wander over and smack them. Once one of our sieges here is done. I'm going to be stuck in place with this stack of mercenaries until their navy moves, so we're just going to have to sit there and deal with it. I guess I can not fully stack spread, but pretty thin I can go here. Let's do that. I'm not going to have to do too much of this. The AI is going to do it for me. Oh, and that's nice. Bohemian's going to take out East Frisia for me. I can't believe we ended up at war again with the Ottomans. I'm sure there's a way you could abuse this to make it last, like, forever. I'm not going to try and do that, obviously, but it's very, very funny. It's also funny because they have no revanchelism, so if you are on the side of a war that gets absolutely towelled, depending on what gets taken from you, you can end up with revanchism, which is just, it lets you rebound a bit more quickly, so you can't just get completely crushed. There are no naval troops over here right now, so I could probably just walk straight over to Sinope, couldn't I? Yes, I could. Well, that's convenient. Let's go do that. Yeah, now they're starting to run away. As soon as they leave, we can move this army back. What just got completed? I don't even remember what the name of the province was. Is it this one? Yes, it was. Okay. Honestly, I'm just going to take this stack over here and deal with the 2,000 Ottomans. Van has been sieged. Let's go over to that place I can't pronounce. Because we never ended up getting our we never cancelled our open borders with Imereti because this war went so quickly afterwards. They are up to 26,000 troops now, the Ottomans, so we do have to pay some attention. Yeah, so they are the big bads of this game. Like, if you're going to play Europa Universalis 4 for the first time, playing as the Ottomans is fun because you get to do a little bit of everything, while being hilariously overpowered, like bafflingly overpowered. If you just want to learn the mechanics, this is a good nation to play as. You get a bit of different religion, you get to do a lot of war. I mean, a lot of war. It is fun in a kind of curb stompy kind of way. It's not the way I would choose to play a game normally, but if you just want some catharsis, it's a really, it is fun. And the fact we get to curb stomp them twice is, yeah. It should turn the tables of how Europe is balanced enormously. That's the word I want to say. Enormously. Hello, kitty. How you doing? You enjoying it? Background cat. I know. You probably want to go sleep on my bed. Yeah. Not right now, though. I'll go make sure you got food and water after I finish recording. I'm sure they do, but he likes to come over and tell me about it constantly. Oh, Great Britain would join the war now. Funny. We don't need them to, but funny. We'll just hire him, even though we're probably not going to use him. Yeah, one of our cats is favorite place to be is just in our bedroom on our bed. Quiet and dark, and he likes it. Just sleeps there for hours and hours and hours. I think we've done all we need to do in the Balkans. Oh, East Frisia have developed ironworking while they're getting wrecked. That is an event where, until the end of the game, price of copper falls off a cliff, but the price of iron goes up enormously. It's pretty good, all in all. Okay, so we finally have a stack over here. Let's go. We don't even need to have a military leader. It's just going to be it's not going to be an immediate stat wipe because we don't have 10 times as many troops. But we were pretty close. And we'll just do that to de-siege all of it. Okay, that's dealt with. The next up, We were the ones doing the Siege of Sinope, right? Yes, we were. I don't know why the Polish stack is there with us. They're not gaining anything from it. Probably. Can we piece the Ottomans out already at this stage? We can. We could theoretically just take another 4,500 gold off them. And war reparations again. Could pillage them if we really wanted to. I mean, we could just take... For 11 aggressive expansion, we could take it. We have to be careful, because Spain and Austria are going to be in the coalition against us at the same time. How many troops does Spain have now? They only have 50,000? What on earth are they doing? How do they only have 50,000 troops? I'm surprised that their colony doesn't want to break away based on that. Their liberty desire is 33%. Ah. If we could end up beating on Spain again, we can't do it yet. They're still in a peace for another 8 years. But if we could beat them up badly enough, that colony might try and break away, which would be hilarious. Not for them, I'm sure, but for us it would be. We also could take on... We're not going to do this now, obviously, we're in a war, but I want to see how the Austrian scenario is. Because we could declare war on Austria, mostly just so they have their own peace timer. We don't have to worry about them and Spain at the same time. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. We're not meant to be in total war time at this point. We don't really have enough manpower for it. We feel like we're kind of playing that way. I am going to move, though. All of my troops that are over here on the west coast, we're just going to move all into one place, because I want to start splitting them up into different army stacks. And we don't need to do any more carpet sieging, obviously. So we'll go over there and start doing what we need to do. Once we finish off the siege of El Karak, we'll come over here and save the siege of Haleb. Our other stack is going to come over to Sugla. Just tidying everything up. There's our siege done over here. We can probably go and get Theodoro. Surprised this is not the direction that Poland went in. But, oh well. At least they're doing something. Probably. Yeah, there's El Karak. Let's go and get Haleb. Oh wow, we lost that siege immediately. On a very low % roll. Very low % roll. Luckily, though, at least if we can get over here quickly enough, they're barely going to have anybody in their garrison, so it'll be very quick to re-siege. We lost the general, though, which is unfortunate. Oh, well. Yeah, they only have 280 men in that garrison, so we should be able to take that out pretty quickly. Here's our full stack. Now, this guy, obviously, is a mercenary stack, so we'll let him get out of the way. Everybody else, cut in half. One half is going to stay here. The other half needs a new general. Actually, we can just use this one for now. And we're just going to go sit back in Constantinople. East Frisia is now out, so let's just piece them out of the way. War reparations and gold, thank you. Bohemia can now get Black Flag to move their stack back. Yeah, our governing capacity is really healthy as well, so we're good on that front. More particularists, which, again, we don't really mind in this case. The only problem's going to be is that, yeah, I'm sure our allies are going to start taking the rebels out. I would rather they left them alone, but there's no setting to tell them to do that, so we can't do that. But now at 66%, I don't really feel like we need to keep this going on forever. I mean, don't get me wrong, we could. But I don't really see the point. If anything, we can just give more land back to the Mamluks. But I don't want to give the Mamluks too much land, because I'm going to want to take a lot of this space later anyway. It might make more sense just to release some nations in places that aren't going to bother me. That's only one province. Luristan is too big for them to be willing to do it. They wouldn't do this either, eh? I guess we are only at 49% war score. I guess we can wait a little bit longer. The thing is, a jam next door has 50,000 troops, so if I release a small nation, they're just going to get eaten anyway, aren't they? This is the problem. You really want to try and be a nice person, and then sometimes you just can't do it. We could afford military tech 18 as well at this stage, but we are miles ahead, I think. Only 5. We're still not going to do it. We'll deal with how we're going to spend our monarch points after this war's ended anyway. I'm just seeing, is it worth keeping this going? Probably just to get the Siege of Haleb back. But after that, I don't really see the value in it. Oh, well, right on cue, there's the Siege of Haleb. Okay. Let that finish, because I want them to get stat wiped. And now, we're at 54%. Yeah, they really won't go much further. So instead of that, then, we will just... Do they have any relations that are good to break? They wouldn't break their alliance with Morocco, which is interesting. But I bet they would if I took fractionally less money off them. Fractionally less money. Actually, I think take quite a lot less money. They would do that. They would do that. Okay, so that's the maximum they would do, 64%. So I'm still going to take a whole ton of money off them. And 1 province, so I get a full state down here. Yeah, I like it. Send demands. So we only took 1 province off them this time, but we got a lot more money off them again. We have 13,000 gold, which is just straight up ridiculous. This stack needs to come down here. Why can't you come down here? Oh, you haven't been black flagged yet. There we go. Come down here. We want 1 stack. These 2 are going to become the same stack, so I want them to come up here so that they don't go into friendly territory. We're going to instead come down here, cross this way. So then go here. No. No. Go here. Then here, here, and here. Because the key is I don't want them to go into that territory, because then they won't be able to leave. This stack is intentionally going to be here. I think the Ottomans just had to sell a province I accidentally clicked through. So that was an oopsie-doodle. Let's convert Raska. And we don't need... Although I might keep this 15,000 strong stack of mercenaries for now. Just until we can get enough manpower back. And last but not least, we need to peace out Ragusa. So we're going to do that. Take all the money we have available. It's only another 8 aggressive expansion. What's 8 aggressive expansion between friends? And send, and done. So, Ragusa no longer exists. We have a full state. And now we have a province in a state that we share with Austria, because at the moment, despite how close we are, we technically don't have one. And that, well, at least not on that side. Here we do. But this is just a train wreck. Like, Austria's land over here is an absolute disaster. The French area is very pretty, though. Look at all these pastel colours. Oh, poor France. Just didn't stand a chance. We still have to deal with the rest of Milan too. There's so many things we could be declaring war on. We could take these provinces and clean it up. We're going to have to deal with Austria because we are no longer in a peace treaty with them. The time that we keep the peace treaty with Spain will last less time than we think. It'll disappear very quickly. And then after all of that, we're going to have the Ottomans that are going to try and, you know, I'm sure they're going to try and take their land back. So there's a lot that's going on. We do definitely want to add the Ottomans as a rival before we forget as well, so that in the future, if we attack them or get provinces off them, we'll get more power projection. So we only have 54. We don't actually have that many. Oh, that much, I guess. So final thing we should do is use some of our military points. So actually all of them need using a little bit. Admin a lot less. So in terms of value order, do we have any round numbers we need to deal with? So that goes up to 30, 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We can probably go for a little bit more. So go for 1, 2, 3. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then for Diplo, we want to see if there's any others that aren't round numbers here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we can't go up to 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. I guess we'll take that other province. I feel like we've just left them out. Modena, you can have a rounded number as well. There you go. That'll help with our manpower. Maximum's now 136,000. And in terms of our building, we need buildings. We have the money now to do this, so we're going to definitely go in. We're going to get a bigger building, an improved Royal Palace of Caserta. It'll give us more prestige, not that that really matters. But reform progress growth, pretty good. Definitely want to deal with that. We probably should have done this before the war ended, but we can now get global trade. Gives us an extra merchant, so that is good as well. Makes these techs a lot more affordable. We don't need to do that right now. The reason why I didn't burn a load of admin points is because I want to be able to take this at any time that I like and have a little bit of a buffer at the time. Not sure what idea group we'll pick next. We'll have plenty of time to think about it. And then in terms of buildings, we just need more limit. That's really it. So in terms of naval limit, you'd be looking, we don't have access to grand shipyards yet, and we won't for quite a long time. So we can build 3 of them. Wow, whoopee-doo. But then we also want regimental camps. And we want to build them anywhere where we get 0.99, and ideally where we'd have more building slots. But we don't have a huge amount of options there. That's a shame. So next thing we're going to do is build a load of courthouses, because they are a building that gives +1 building, so they effectively don't take a building slot, but they make your governing cost lower. We do want to build them in a lot of places. We're going to build a lot of them. There we go. I told you we're going to be building a lot of them. There we go. And the only other thing we might want to do, possibly, is a state house, but we're not going to do it yet. We'll get those 2 manufacturers. Okay, well that certainly will help our scenario going forwards. And we will play a bit more of this next time. We're going to tidy things up here. So we had 2 wars with the Ottomans in the space of 3 episodes. So that's pretty good. And if you did enjoy, let me know. Appreciate your time as always. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care now. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching the video. And if you'd like to see more, feel free to stick around.